morning and welcome to my channel. Thanks very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this. I'm going to be doing my flower botanical journal, and remember I've showed a while ago I've got all these journal covers that I've not done anything with, I've made in different videos and haven't sorted anything out really yet. And I love these because they're nice and crinkly. Now, I've taken this one, which was made a long time ago, and I've put a signature in already, and this is going to be the botanical one. I've lined the cover with some, this has got some fabric, and I've put some calico on the inside, I believe. I didn't do that, that was already on here, but I have put this on, the sari silk. I'm thinking of putting a lace pocket here. Now, most of the ephemera that I'm going to be using for this will come from my boxes of ephemera. So I'm going to start off with pockets. I've got my box of pockets, which I'll bring out bits at a time, and we can see what we're going to do. I've just found that. No, that's a flip. I thought I might put that on there, but it's too big. Okay, I don't think that fits in with this journal. Right, where am I putting them all? That is the question. There's a pocket there, so that's a tag. Let's put something. That's birds. There. I don't want to cover them up. Nope. Ah. Maybe there. Don't think I'm going to use these. What have I got this end? I don't want to cover that up either. Ah, here we go. Yeah. The brown paper. Yeah. I think we'll put that onto there. I'll slip that in there. Oh, flower streets, but it's not really got flower things in. That's got birds. Oh, no, I like this with a pocket, and that's got flowers and seeds. A tuck. Maybe this side, or go back this way on here. Yeah, and I might do that, so glue it three sides, so I've got a pocket there, and there's another one, and another one. Not that, not that, not that, not that. Okay, these are like double pockets that you clip in, and I've got no ephemera in them, so they might be an idea. Neither of these. I like that, but it doesn't really, I don't think it really fits in this journal. Or that. Now, these I like, but again, they need to be clipped in or have a very wide front to them. That's got florals in. What have I got? Pull that down. This has got florals. Yeah, I will think about that one. That's a possibility. Put that there. This is a one from Pink Monarch Prints, one of her freebies. That's a possibility. Ah, paper bag pocket. It's quite thick, isn't it? And I'm not sure it fits in this. This is too big. Yeah, much too big. I do like these. Okay, oh, there. I've obviously got one of these at the front. Let's put this in there. There. Yeah, I'm going to put that there. That will cover that page up. I will link around this a bit more, or maybe stenciling. Then you have this, which again you stick in. That's a possibility. Let's look at some of these, because I've got some of these flips. Floral fabric flips. Maybe what I'll do here is swap these two over. And use that. And these have got little, it's got an egg in. No, I'll use the butterfly. Not that one, not that one. And I'm going to clip this in, maybe there, like that. Or, no, I know what I'm going to do. I will put this over the front, over the top rather, like that. Side pocket, that's a maybe. That's a bit big. No, they're too big. I'll keep that one out. Oh, I love these. It's got roses on. Do you know what I'm thinking? I was going to do these lace pockets at the back. I've gone through this and we're still okay for thickness. So I've stuck this in here, so we're going to need tags there. This is printed on newsprint. I found that as well in my box of sort of odds and ends. I also found this, so we're going to need journal cards or tags either side of this. This is a wrap over. This one I'm definitely going to do. This is a frame from Graphics Fairy, and I want to attach it to the side here, and I've got some washi, so I'm going to put a thin, I'll use this thin bead of glue. Move that out the way a minute. Thin bead of glue down here. That just to the edge there. Then you just make a flip with it, but before I put it on, I want to do some stamping on this side. And for that, I'm going to use the Tim Holtz Wild Flowers here. that way round. I'll use this as my glue book. I'll use this for stamping on. I was going to put these sort of round the edge on this side and do them in vintage photo. I hope they're going to come out okay. I might swap this to coffee. Actually, let's test it. Yeah, I think I'm going to swap to coffee. My vintage photo isn't very good. So, coffee here. It's the archival coffee. Test it again, just to make sure. Yeah, that's better. Right. That didn't go very well because I've got a bit of a funny spine there. This is supposed to be my glue book. Yep. And I'm going to put this, I think, up there. Move that out of the way. Okay, I think that is enough. And now I want to wrap it round here, so I'm going to put a small piece of glue just down here. So this is a flip. You can put a journal card in there if you wanted. Let me just put that there. But I've got this little flower that I thought I would put there for now. So even if I do decide to put a journal card in, I can at least, if I don't, then you've got something nice to look at. And if I do, when you pull the card out, you've got something nice to look at. There we go. I like that. This has got to go on here, but again, I want to do another bit of stamping. And I'm going to use this again. Oh, I don't think I've used this one, have I? Then this I will put there, down the bottom. So you have them peeking out the top. I've put this into here, and I do have a journal card, but I haven't backed it or anything like that. I've just stuck it in there for now. It is quite tight. I might have to trim that up. And then I've put in 2 vintage cigarette cards there. So I think I'm going to glue this completely down. There we go. And we've got to find a tag to go in there. A tag to go in there. Not sure what I'm doing there. I've got the flip there. I'm not convinced about this flip because it's quite a heavy one. What else have we got? I've decided to clip that into there, I think. Here. Okay. What I've got here, oops, is the other side of that green. No, this is the green piece of paper. And I think I'm going to put this onto, I'll show you, here. And make this into a pocket with a tag behind the cellophane. So I'm just going to go round on the edge. I will have to let this dry before I do anything else. Just place that on there gently and hope, squidge the glue that way so it doesn't come out on the cellophane like that, and this will go on here. But before I do that, let that dry. And what I've got is a torn page out of one of the wildflower books, and I decided this had I've used this piece, so I thought I could put this on here as a flip with that frame underneath. So I'm going to glue this down onto here. I know I'm covering up the sewing, but that can't be helped. When you're putting the signature together, you're never too sure what you're putting on the pages, are you? So I just want that there. There we go. I thought both sides were quite nice of this. Then, I don't mind that so much, but I found a piece of this from the original front cover. I thought I could put that down on there with this glued onto here, but I won't glue this on. I'll glue that down. I'll leave this free, but I'm going to just ink around it. So you can create a tuck spot. Whoever gets the journal can put their own tag underneath or whatever, or they can glue the whole thing down if they want, but it also leaves some writing space as well for you. I may change my mind with this. I'm not keen on this being sort of like that. Again, this is the front of the Wildflowers of Britain and Northern Europe book, and I've glued it in, and I've left that. I didn't like the back of it. And the other thing I've got, if I can find it, is here. It's a piece of this torn out. I thought I could trim this up and make this into a pocket here. And maybe what I'll do as well is put a little notch in this. There. And this can go on there. I've got my tags here, and I made these clusters recently. I really like these, and I thought they're quite thin as well. Where is it? There was a here. I thought this could go in here like that. I do like that. I need some small journal cards, but I'm not sure I've got anything. Oh, okay, that was a first one. This is with my handmade paper. I've made tags. Is that? Not I've got as many floral in here. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I made these as well. That's with another masterboard. And I've put some texture paste round. I like that. This is a journal card that goes that way or that way in a pocket, maybe. Another video on them somewhere. Sewing ones. Okay, I've got a few birds. Oh, well, this is a bit different. With lots of little bits in. And even a bit of thread. I like this. And has this got florals? Yep. Okay, I'll keep that out. I'm keeping them out. Again, these were made ages ago, absolutely ages ago. I can't believe what I'm finding in here. Actually, no, I've got a lot of black ones. Take them out. Okay, that's it on the tags. A flower does not think of competing with the flower next to it. It just blooms. Okay, there's that. That way round. Yep, that fits. Okay, that can go in there. There's that. Don't think that's quite right. Another one of them. And a shaker card. Now these were from, I think these were Pink Monarch. I've just put a label onto that. And I've got one like that where, again, I've put a flower on. Oh, flip. Do you know what? Move these. I'm going to change this flip. More because this is a flatter one. This was made out of a piece of scrapbook paper that I'd cut off something to make, and I just made these on the end. They should really go that way, but I'm going to flip it that way. I think that's a lot flatter, much better for it. Okay. As I say, I think I might have to make a few pieces, and I haven't got anything for the back here. I might put the lace there. Okay. Okay, I decided this was getting much too fat, so I've finished it off now. I've used a sari silk tie on the side, and I did add some bling, butterfly or bling. I couldn't make my mind up. I went with the bling for something different. I thought it was getting much too fussy at the front. Anyway, open up. We have the tags here that we've, I think we've done this. This is a calling card. I've edged in gold gilt. Then you have the book page from the kit, tag, and this is just a piece printed on newsprint. So you've got place to write as well. Vintage book page, page from the kit, tea-dyed paper, vintage book page, page from the kit, the green craft envelope, and I've put this on the front with this tag. That's one of the cluster journal cards you can make them into. The vintage notebook we made the other week with using vintage book pages, the little notebook. Edith Holden, and then this is from the Graphics Fairy, and just a little window, and I've stamped there. Tea-dyed paper, page from the kit, I put one of these in that we made the other week. I've left it like that because I thought, well, they may just like it like that, or they may want to put their own paper on there as well, whoever has this journal. And in here is a little journal card there. And it is also a secret tuck spot, journaling spot as well. And then some vintage cigarette cards. Shall put that. Some vintage dictionary paper. Again, one of these, and again, I've left it like that. I try to leave some things so that whoever owns it can do a few pieces with it themselves. Vintage envelope, the green craft card, and I've put these strips kind of like this are very handy for decorating a tuck and or side pocket, and a tag made with my handmade paper. Page from the kit, the flip over that we made. We didn't make, I've made in another video ages ago. Tea-dyed doily, invoice from 1871, vintage book page, and then the centre, oops, where I've put on two little tags on the tie, labels that I folded over and put onto the ties like that. Vintage book page, the other side of the invoice, doily, and then this tea dye paper I've done very similar to. We've put that card in where I put some of that electrical looking tape, and then I've just decorated this with some vintage lace and another strip of paper that I had in my box. Quite a good way of using up your strips. Page from the kit, and this is a page from a vintage floral book. Inside I've done a frame with a journal card that slots down into there, a tag rather. So it's a bit of a hidden journaling spot. This has been left open, so you can, if you wanted to, you could tuck something there. A pocket with a journal card, that's from Baraka Papers, and this is my wax paper that I made into a pocket, and again there's a video on that as well. And then here I've got glue all over my fingers and here I've got some German Gothic paper and a letter from 1824 I've also included. So there's pieces here that they can use, keep, whoever gets this journal. Here is some of that vintage dictionary page, and I believe it's Spanish to French. And then the cover of the Wildflowers book. And then to cover up this bit, I've put another piece of the Wildflowers book into a pocket, and then just stuck this onto a white page and put one of these in here again. And again, they can cover it if they wish at the back for a journaling spot, but there's also space here to journal if they wanted to. And this is a good way of covering up a white page. Tea dyed paper, Edith Holden, and here is the flap. And what I've done, this is from Mille's Feuille, piece of her botanical paper, and I've just put a strip of my own faux vintage tape down there, and it's kind of a ledger page on the back. I've done a collage here, and this is from Paper Cameo's Botanical Labels, and that is from Tracy Fox Love Junk Journals number snips. And then there's two pockets here, which again I've left empty. Page from the kit, vintage book page, tea dye paper, and we have this that I've already done a video a long time ago. As I say, I'm trying to use up my ephemera, and some journal cards inside. I think this was Artie May's. I don't know where the papers came from. There is a video on making this. I will try, if I can find all the videos, to link them below. Again, this is just a pocket I've made with some lace, cheesecloth, printed fabric. And this is a copy of a friend who did me some drawings, for watercolour paintings for me. And I just printed them onto coffee paper. And then this is, I think that is Digital Collage Club. And then in there, again, there's another video of how I put this together as well. It was using tea-dyed index cards. And another tag again, another video, and I really don't know. And there's a little, I think this was from one of Tim Holtz's paper packs. And I've put a vintage stamp on there and put that into there, and there's some die cut there. And then we've come to the end. I ended up not putting anything on the back because I just felt it was getting a bit too much. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the whole video and seeing me complete this botanical journal. And I will speak to you in the next video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this. Thanks a lot. Bye.